This is not how we're supposed to do videos. Or maybe it is. Anyway, welcome back everyone. I guess we're doing it this way, huh? Can you lay down? Anyway guys, I wanted to talk today a little bit about grain-free food and why I have issues with it a little bit. Hey, come over here. Hold on. So before I get into the topic, I just want to clarify, I am not a pet nutritionist. This is just based off of my experience and research, and it's also my opinion from what I've researched and talked with former colleagues and things like that. Okay, good, you're laying down. For those of you who follow me, you know that I'm not totally 100% grain-free. I have always been a mixer when it comes to feeding my dogs, and you know, I did do grain-free for a long time there, and I had a lot of issues with dogs being, or not dogs, but my dogs being overweight, and I had issues with itchy skin, diarrhea, mainly on a particular brand, but the weight gain was the biggest issue for me when it came to grain-free. And the reason for that was because the calorie content is way higher in a grain-free brand than other kibbles out there. Getting distracted like always from the cute puppies. Now if you're feeding your dog grain-free, that's fine. You gotta do you. You know, you do what's right for you and your dog. And can you stop licking my pants? There's no cookies in there. Get over here. Anyway, you gotta do what's right for you and your dog. You're gonna know your dog and what your dog needs nutritionally. And one of my main issues I've always had with grain-free is the idea of what are they replacing the grain with? Like, are they replacing it with better... Sullivan? Oh my god. Camera back in position. Alright. Anyway, grain-free something. Sully, please go lay down over there. Oh, it's like trying to do a video with toddlers. Anyway, so one of my biggest issues I had all along with grain-free is I always wondered, you know, what are they replacing the grains with if it's grain-free? So a lot of the ingredients that they replace with, you know, the grain items in a grain-free diet is usually things like potatoes, tapioca starch, or even legumes, which I always say legumies, which I know is not correct. So if I slip and say that during the video, don't have a conniption fit. It's just my cute way of saying legumes, legumes. And I still didn't say it correctly. It's legume, right? Legume. See, I can't do it. I can't do it. Mommy cannot say the word legume. It's legume, something. It's the legumes. We're just going for the legumes. Yeah, aren't we? See, it's legumes. Because Mommy cannot speak English properly ever on this channel. You're like, it's okay, Mom. You know, the peas, lentils, even beans, you know, all those type of things. So if you're looking at the ingredients list on grain-free, you know, a lot of things I've noticed is like, you know, it'll say like chicken, and then that's it. And then it goes into like lentils and peas and potatoes and sweet potatoes. Now, dogs can eat peas and potatoes perfectly fine. You know, they can eat sweet potatoes. Like, sweet potatoes are actually really good for dogs. You know, the nutritional value of those. And like, you know, the thing that killed me is like with the tapioca, it's like, or even some ingredient lists will have like 3 meats, and then they will go into the lentils and then tapioca starch, potatoes, and things like that. It's always very high on the ingredient list, and a lot of people say, you know, look at the first 5 ingredients of your food bag, or, you know, or whatever item you're buying. Look at the first 5 ingredients to see what exactly is in there, because that's going to be the main thing. Well, now they're saying you should look at the first 10 ingredients. And it's always bothered me with these grain-free brands that, you know, they start off saying like, you know, that they're, you know, full of meat, but it's like they're really not. You know, they've got 3 meats listed or just 2. And then they've got the rest listed with, you know, the legumes. And, okay. I cannot do this with you this way. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know what's going on with you today. And all these type of ingredients, especially like the legumes. Sully. Like, but all those ingredients, you know, have allegedly been linked to DCM, which is dilated cardiomyopathy, which is heart failure in dogs. And for the longest time, you know, veterinarians and, you know, studies were being done to see if the grain-free diets was what was causing the rise in heart failure in dogs. And recently, I've heard a couple of veterinarians say that it's been proven to be false, that there's no link between the grain-free diet and DCM. And one veterinarian I watched actually stated that the reports were out online to prove this. And when I went looking for the reports, I couldn't find it. And then when I went to the FDA's website, it says basically that there's been no proven link to it, but yet they can't disprove it either. So it's basically like nothing's been proven. And one thing I used to talk with my old vet is she used to see so many dogs have heart issues and heart failure on grain-free diets. And she also saw a rise in weight gain on many different breeds. And yes, I know dogs can be genetically prone to DCM. Like, there's actually specific breeds that are more prone to having heart failure than others, but the fact that there's been so many cases reported, and the only common factor that seems to be there is that the grain-free diets, became so popular. And another thing that me and her used to discuss too, I miss her so much, but we used to discuss also about the allergies, because so many more dogs now seem to be having allergic reactions to things, and it all seemed to have started with the new craze of grain-free foods. Now, I'm not saying that's the cause of it. There's no proof on that. There's no proof that it causes DCM. I just find it really fascinating over the years of watching the pet industry and how they've changed, how we feed our dogs, and, the trend of grain-free and stuff like that, like how there's things we can't explain of why it's happening. So it's like we have all these dogs with heart failure, we have all these dogs with allergies. And I did just want to add, because, Mr. Man was distracting me a lot when I was recording that video, that I understand that dogs have allergies, and they've always had allergies to things like, poultry and dairy and grains. Like, they can have allergies to food just like we do. So I know with those situations, a grain-free diet is a good option, because obviously if they're allergic to something, you need to take it out of their food. But I think the mass production of all the grain-free stuff and the push on it is my problem. And I'm curious about why we're seeing more and more dogs with allergies. That's my point. But hopefully I'm getting my point across, because it's very distracting sometimes doing videos, especially with, adorable, cute little faces like his. Isn't he so cute? He looks so sleepy. What was that? You got tummy troubles? All right. Anyway, carry on. Anyway, I personally think that there is some link between DCM and grain-free diets. And I also think that there might be something there with the allergies that these dogs are experiencing, because I never heard of so many dogs having allergy issues. And I see so many veterinarians now pushing these allergy diets. Like, even that one, that I have issues with at my vet office, twice now she has pushed that I need to put Sully on a hydrolyzed protein diet or whatever, like pushing on it and pushing that I buy their food. And it's like, no, and obviously we know that that was not his issue, if you follow me. And the thing that drives me really nuts too now is almost every brand out there has gone grain-free. And it drives me nuts that I cannot find brands without potatoes and lentils and all that stuff in it. Oh, I know. That's exactly how I feel about it too. And it's just like, I don't want this as a consumer. Now, Merrick actually put out a line that's all potato and all legume free, which I was very happy about, and when we went back to it, I went back to that specific brand that was free of all that stuff. But, unfortunately, my dog's tushies did not react to it well. So again, peas and potatoes and all that stuff is not bad for your dog. It's just, I don't want that high of a quantity in the food. Even though I do use some products that are grain-free, I really try to make sure they don't have all that extra stuff in it, which is really hard to do nowadays because of how much, like, I even see it in the dog treats. Like, when I look at the back of the label and it's like beef, tapioca, peas, and I'm just like, why are we putting that much of this into our dog food? I mean, I just want, like, the dog treats and stuff to be like, beef, chicken, something, like, I don't need all that other stuff. You know, grain-free's been around for quite a long time now, and I wasn't convinced really back then, and I'm still not convinced now that it is the 100% way to go. But that's just me. That's just my opinion, and mixing has worked wonders for me. And I started, you know, when I started feeding my dogs better, or as better as I can at times, like, you know, that was back when Silver got diagnosed with her hypothyroidism, and that really got me into looking into the food stuff. And this is just me talking about the stuff. I'm not telling any of you to stop doing what you're doing or change your mind. This is just discussion. It's food for thought, so to speak, you know, like. But yeah, I've personally had a lot of success with just giving them a balanced diet. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before in a previous video, that I think with healers, or any dog for that matter, I think giving them a balanced diet is the best option to go. But that's just my opinion, because who doesn't want to have a variety of food to eat, right? I mean, and why shouldn't we do that for our dogs? I think it'll be very interesting to see in the next 20 years if there's any more studies done on the topic, because as far as I know, people are still reporting dogs on grain-free diets having heart issues, and that I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced with the FDA saying, you know, that it's, you know, it's not true, even though they can't say that it's not true. That doesn't, it's not copacetic with me. Is that the right term? Is that the cool term back in the day? I don't remember. But that's just my thoughts on the subject. I would love to hear what you guys think. So please leave a comment down below. Continue the conversation, because, you know, we all have to make up our own minds about what and how we feed our pets. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way. Yes, I have a preference, but I'm not going to hold that over anybody's head on how they feed their dogs. So, but I would love to hear what you guys think. So please leave a comment down below, and remember to click like and subscribe. And I'm really shocked that the dogs are actually sleeping right now. Oh, he's awake. What do you want? What? You give me a high five, we'll talk about that cookie. Oh, everybody's awake now. Give me a high five. You want to tell the people bye? And do your high five? Do the high five. Come on. What about this hand? High five. There we go. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well, and we will see you in the next one. Give me another one. I'll give you that cookie. That's a pitiful one. Do a real high five. Come on. Do it on camera. Come closer. Show them how awesome you are. Give me a high five. Yeah. Good job, buddy. Good boy. Just come close. There you go. Get that cookie. That's probably full of pea protein, because I keep changing the freaking ingredient lists on things. And the mama doesn't know what I'm feeding you anymore.